Hello everyone,
and welcome to Tango Cafe
Tango
at home. Maybe
Tango
here.
Cafe version.
It was a long time since last time.
Yeah, it's been a long
Yes.
time. Without you, my friend.
We had
But
a
we're
really
happy to
small
be back, and we are happy that you are back with us.
Exactly. And today it's actually the perfect day for a Tango Cafe because it's gray, it's cold, it's kind of rainy, so it's a perfect day to join us. So
The
thank you
weather
for
Good
here
being
in
luck,
here.
Tango Cafe
Stockholm
every
is
day then.
perfect for a tango
That's
talk.
true. True.
Please tune in to YouTube.
Already. So sorry,
You
my
have your
cat
coffee
will fall.
ready, people?
But Panos coffee is in the
No,
kitchen.
I will not have a coffee after all. I had too many today.
So we say cheers to everyone that is watching then.
Yes, of
Cheers.
course. Yamas in Greek.
Chin chin. Salud.
Chiama, cin cin, salute.
So, again, it's no surprise to any of you because if you saw our posts, you know who are our guests today. But so they are Italian and they are just simply amazing. They are one of the super, hyper, mega rising stars dancers in Europe and not only, around the world as well. And there's a lot of things that one can say. They're extremely professional. Their technique is exquisite. Their dancing is simply superb. But without further ado, let's watch a video of them so that you see what I'm trying to say. Let's go.
Dale.
Dale. And welcome Lorena and Gianpiero! Woohoo!
Nice to have you with us.
Hello, guys. Hello, everyone.
Thank you for being with us today. It's an honor for us to have you with us in the Tango stream
Big
and also for
pleasure.
the community here.
Thank you for inviting us.
I hope you don't mind us having tea at Tango Cafe.
It's perfect.
We can make it tango tea
I'm a tea person, so normally I have
as
tea.
long as it's tango in the beginning.
We'll make you proud maybe later. With answers.
Tango tea. Very good. So, guys, we will start with what we call the break the ice questions. So we will ask you questions that there's only one answer possible, all right? And we
And
want
it's a
to know
fast answer.
both of your
Okay.
answers. So Gianpiero and Lorena. So
Sara and Juanpi, go for the first
Start.
round.
So
First
I would just say
Yes.
sorry. No. That I wanted to just say that we are not, or at least me, not very quick answer guy, but
Don't
since
get
it's-
anxious.
since it's-
We
since
time
it's,
it. Where is it? We have a
We'll
timer.
have a timer.
We have a timer.
So
Don't
the
worry.
first question. Kiros, clockwise or anti-clockwise?
anti-clockwise.
Clockwise.
Esa.
Open or close embrace?
Close.
So we cannot say both, right? Close.
Troilo or tanturi?
Ah, troilo.
Troilo.
Milonga or vals?
Milonga.
Vals.
Voice or instrumental?
So questions are related to social dance.
Yes.
Yes.
Voice.
Voice.
¿Tango milonguero o tango salón?
Milonguero.
Milonguero, whatever.
So skirt or pants? Or maybe shirt or t-shirt?
Skirt.
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 Good.
Dress, that's okay.
¿Ocho cortado o sanguchito?
This is a very serious question.
Sanguchito.
So today I'm gonna go with ocho cortado.
This is the mood of the day.
Today's mood, ocho cortado.
Rhythmical or melodic songs?
Melodic.
Melodic.
When you're dancing, do you like to dance more in double beat or in beat? Just a strong beat.
Double.
Double.
And tango shoes or sneakers?
Tango shoes.
Tango shoes.
You passed the first round. Congratulations. But there's a second.
Let's go
Are you ready?
for the second round.
The second round. Oh, go.
So, elegant or comfortable?
Well, elegant.
Elegant.
Good. Then,
In
Fresedo.
which occasion?
I mean, depends on. Yes, of course. Fresedo or Pugliese?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you prefer the end of the song to be pam pam or pam pam?
I really wonder how did you write down this question? this specific one.
Pam pam
Check out
pam.
the script.
Pam.
So I'm gonna go for the pam pam.
Yes, this one. Yeah.
Gazzo or voleo?
A. Sorry?
Ganzo or voleo?
I think it's the same, but I'm gonna go with bolero.
Nice one. We can talk about it. Yeah. It's a concept. It's an idea.
Yeah, and the other one, baby. So you
You
go.
go, you
Okay.
go, you go.
In the milonga, do you prefer a beer or a glass of wine?
Wine.
Beer.
Ah. Do you prefer, and now it's depending on your role, of course, to follow or to lead?
Follow. Follow. That
To follow or to lead, if depending on your role, like, of course.
Okay. I like to lead.
I like to lead. Go.
D'Arienzo or Di Sarli?
Huh?
D'Arienzo or Di Sarli?
D'Arienzo.
One.
Choreography or improvisation?
Improvisation.
Improvisation.
And do you prefer to dance every tanda or just a few tandas?
I'd love to dance every time.
I wouldn't say that. She's surprising me. So I go with few tandas.
Now, do you prefer to perform or to teach?
To teach.
Teach.
And the last question for the second round is milonga or practica?
Milonga.
Milonga.
Milonga para recordarte. You just
Milonga.
passed the second round.
Give me pass.
You managed, guys. Congratulations. Good, guys. Thank you so much for this fun moment. And now let's go to the serious moment. No.
What's the meaning of life?
What's the meaning of life? So,
Why are we here?
the very, very first question that I think that everyone would like to know is, how did you start to dance tango?
I think you might go first.
Yes, my story is very short. My sister proposed me to apply to a tango course, and we did it, and he was my teacher, my first teacher.
Wow.
Yay! There you go. Good job, teacher.
That's it?
Yeah, this is how I started.
All right. I'll make it quick also. So my parents, mom and dad, dance tango, and so they kind of pushed me and my sister to try, and this was when I was around 12, and so after a little while in the association they had there was a teenager tango project, and so I would say that thanks to this project it was fun to continue and to give more time to dancing tango. So that's how I started.
That actually reminds me of a question that we don't have it, but since you now said it, that you said because of that project it made more fun to continue tango. If it wouldn't be that project, do you think you would have continued dancing tango?
Definitely not, because well, this might be a nice subject to also to share with you, and possibly we would love people to share something on this, since more and more recently I was saying that more and more I'm giving attention on motivation above anything else, even about anything else, above even good teachers or the situation, anything. It's less important than the why, and if there is a strong why, there is gonna open the chance to learn tango or whatever else. And in my case, I had big pressures from my parents, and because they were also spending a lot of time in tango. But the real thing that really created this space in my life, it was sharing that time with the people of my same age, and that it was fun to do it. So when it's fun, any little sacrifice or effort becomes easier and pleasurable. It's very important.
Yeah, that's a really important point, because normally we not everyone started as young as you did. I'm talking about in Europe, because in Argentina it's a different story, right? And we've been talking about with other guests, like how to get more young people in the dancing community. And because I love tango, I love the music, but of course that if you are like, I don't know, 15, 18, and you go to a milonga and you listen to this old age music, might not be so appealing. So that's not when you said that because it was this young project that you felt, oh, like, this is cool. So to also understand as us teachers, what can we do to make more appealing to the younger community, right? To come, to join.
Let me ask you a question.
Obviously.
Because this is about tango for young people was always a topic very dear for me, and then became very dear for us when we started to collaborate. But I don't want to anymore answer first to this. So I'm asking you, why do you think it's important to make younger people, or even very young people like teenagers or even earlier, in tango? Why do you think it's important? If you think it's important.
I do think it's important. I can start with my thoughts because my brain. So for me, young people always can bring new ideas. They are the ones who still there, especially if we talk about the age of 12, maybe if you are talking about that age, they still have a brain that absorbs information and can still have the capacity to make the connections of the information that I receive from every subject in what I learn to another subject. They can make these connections. So maybe they learn something else, something not in tango. Maybe it's a feeling, maybe it's a move, maybe it's a story, and then their brain is capable of making a connection. How can I express it in tango? Because we are still developing that part of our brains and our bodies on expressing on that age. Now, on a later age, let's say that 18, 20, 25, it's still important because the body still has capabilities. I'm not saying that older people don't have capabilities, but of course the older the body, the less capabilities it has, unless it works on that. And the more capabilities for me are the only way to bring new ideas. Because you may have something in your mind, but you need somehow to materialize it, to make it there, to make it real.
I see Juanpi is thinking something.
Yeah, now after being a parent, I think it's more like it's really important to have young people, because we need to give, we cannot let tango die in one way, let's say it that way. And if new people came, it's like kids, it's like our child, that we are making the new generation continue with this dream and with this idea and with this energy that we have. And the new generation is always, they will have more possibilities and they will learn faster, because the tango right now is not the same as 20 years ago or 50 years ago. It's grow a lot. In one time, I'm not sure, but 40 years ago, in the moments when the rock start, a lot of people start to dance rock and they forgot to dance tango. And then in that moment, we lose a decade, a generation. We lost a generation of tango dancers. And that is what people.
Let me make the devil's advocate here. Don't you think the teenagers, since we are speaking about that age, don't you think that teenagers are in a moment of their life where the tango life we are used to live with milongas and those kind of meetings might interfere with their development, let's say?
Yes, the thing, what I think is that all ages are important in the community. Okay, they bring different. I'm only thinking in Spanish right now, but they bring different things to the community, right? So if we have a younger generation, I don't know, 15 years old, of course that I don't think it will be good for them, like you were saying right now, to be in the milongas 4 or 5 times a week until 4 a.m. No, but if there's something created early afternoon, for example, like after they finish the school and then you have like early practicas, I think that would be a really good thing. So that will also change a bit the concept of how we see tango, that it's a late thing, it's milongas, it's only starting at 10 p.m. So Sweden is perfect because all milongas end at midnight. So, but
But we're not allowed to be out at midnight when we're
Exactly.
15 either.
The late ones are midnight.
but I think that if younger people like 15 years old or everything would be in the community, it will also be our job to readjust our perspective of tango to fit their reality, which is they need to go to school, they need to get some rest, they need to have proper sleep, and so on. So if that would be managed, then I think it would be good. And like I said in the beginning, every age it's important because tango is much more than just a dance, you know. And you know that tango is it's life. Tango is also history. So every age has an important role. The younger generation will perpetuate when we are not, you know, there anymore. So that's why it's important, like Juanpi is saying, to pass the information, to pass the ball, right? And they bring new things. They bring, like Panos was saying, new ideas, new stuff. But the ones that are older, they bring depth to tango that the young generation still don't bring. So I think everyone is important.
And just to finish what I wanted to say before, when I was still had it. Another reason that I think is important for young people to learn tango, it's not about following the life of tango, because it can be late and sometimes can be tiring for the body. But tango is for me it's a language, and it's a language that has a lot of contact. And lately, with all this technology evolving, we lose the human contact. For me, when I started, it was a reason for me to stay in tango, that I could go to a place, to a room, that it was okay to hug people for 10 minutes. So it was human contact that is missing nowadays. That was for me. That is a reason that young people, when they learn it, they start embracing more okay. I can say like that. It is okay after that.
And what about the social interaction that might exist in such kind of place? Since we all experienced night milongas, that I think that in the back of your mind you were kind of visualizing this when you guys said an afternoon pratica that would be better fitting a teenager. Rather than a night milonga, since it's maybe not only about the time of the day, but maybe also about the kind of social interaction that happens between people, since we all know that milonga is a place where to have fun, is a place where to express, to feel the music, embrace, but it's also a place where to meet people. And is a place where we kind of play the game of seduction, different shades of the area, and that might be a topic, a sensitive topic for teenagers, since we are talking about this. But in general, when it's about mixing generations, mixing different kind of wills of people that meet. What do you think? Shouldn't youngsters be protected by?
The thing, I mean, yes, but also in their age, they have other type of social interactions that it might be even worse nowadays. Like
Yes.
all the online chatting, all the going to a bar, and there's no control in that one.
Definitely discos.
Exactly, and it might be even dangerous, right? In tango, in the milonga, of course it exists, like you said, in completely different shades. But as I said, it's also our role as teachers, organizers, older people, or whatever, to make sure that you create a safer. I'm creating new words to create a safer place. But today with the online, what is happening digitally, I think it's way worse than coming to a prática or to a milonga or whatever you want to call it. But of course, it's a subject that needs to be addressed correctly, and it's something that it's there. But I mean, I started tango when I was 21, I would say. But before I was in tango, going to the milonga, there was no afternoon prática. That happened a bit later. I was going to I was going with my mom, but still. But I was going to the milonga, so I was there in that environment. But it was 10 million safer than me going to the disco or to a bar or to the neighborhood to drink beers.
Because you were
See?
going with your mama. And
I was not
your
going with my mom
would
to the
kick
bars.
Anyone, you would kick
Mama
anyone.
can
Saspo
influence.
would approach you.
No, but even not,
Safety level.
even if not.
I agree. I'm also sure that tango is, in my opinion, one of the best way to get in contact with, to learn empathy with others, and especially with people that are very different from you, even a very different age. So I clearly remember my very first milonga. It was my 18th birthday.
That's so cool.
And I remember that the first dance was with somebody that was maybe 20 years older than me. And I remember using the courtesy speaking, how do you say? Dare del lei.
Formal.
A very formal way of speaking with him.
Mm.
And he got offended by this. And I remember that I was used to use a formal languages with adults. I was going to school, so the only adults that were in my life were people from my family, that of course I was having informal conversations, but the others were
Teachers.
doctors, teachers, I don't know, this. So I remember the good relationships that I had with people, with adults, and the way I could get in contact with them that tango taught me. And I remember this was very helpful for me, this way.
I mean, I think that even though all these things exist in tango and they exist everywhere in the world, it might still be, probably, from everything that they have access to, one of the safest places. From what I see, from what Sarah say.
No, I just I feel that tango has two parts, and it's the social parts, and then it's the dance. And then we're speaking about a dance style with music that you're dancing with your body. And if we take away the social parts, any kid can dance tango, and you can learn it in school, and you don't need to go to milonga or practica. I mean, it's like taking a ballet class or I don't know what, football, playing guitar class. You don't go and have matches and perform every time or go out socially playing guitar. No, you take classes, you enjoy it, you meet people in the classes, and then you go home as a kid. And then after a while, after you have learned the nice dance of tango, okay, you get older and you go out and you do the social things that we adults like in tango. But you don't need to do that as a kid to learn tango. This is my opinion, and I would like that kids learn to dance tango as a dance and not all the things around drinking beer late night. That's not necessary now.
Yeah, definitely.
So we can take away the social part maybe a little bit to enter with the young people. We were teaching in the ballet school tango for the kids. They loved it. They were great and they loved it. And I said, we want to do more of this.
Yeah, they did a variation of tanguera like this.
Yeah.
They said like, okay, now it's past just 10 minutes, and now we need to speak 1 hour more.
They don't have the need to go to the milonga.
Could be invented a special place to do this.
What, sorry?
That it could be invented if it was a widespread phenomenon. It could be invented a brand new kind of appointment for kids to do this.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily the milongas we are all used to experience, but
Yeah.
I actually, for many years that I've been thinking that I would really like to have classes, as you have ballet for kids, to have tango for kids, but really kids.
Exactly.
I think it's wonderful, and because
It's wonderful.
they learn how to interact with other people, they learn how to embrace, how to, but that's just a class. It's not that now you go to the milong.
I think that this will take some time to go
Yeah,
there
of
because
course.
in the mindset of their parents, they would say, "Oh, I will send my kid to tango, and probably they will give my boy or a girl a hat and a rose on the mouth, and they will." Because this is the idea that many people
Yeah.
have about tango, which
Yeah.
is bad because that keeps tango away from trying it.
Yeah.
And I know firsthand, before I first started tango, my idea was what So You Think You Can Dance was putting me that this is tango. A vest with my boobs out and
My boobs out.
sign it. Yes. And a rose in the mouth. But that's not tango.
It's not. It's not. But I think slowly people are starting to change their minds about what tango, in our perspective, tango is, right? But it's a really good topic though. All these social interactions.
So did we answer good your question?
But Gianpiero, now it's your turn.
it's a very not only open matter, but it's also very actual, very close to this period. Well, Corona thing apart, it's a very modern issue,
Yeah.
positive issue, but something that's happening probably in this decade.
Yeah, it is true. It is true.
It's good to talk about it, good to think about it,
Yes.
to start conversations would be
About
good.
it. Yeah, definitely.
But you two guys, what do you think young people would bring? Or why do you think it's good?
I mean, I totally agree with what you said. I'm very lucky. I grew in such kind of project since when I started. It was directly in a project that was only for teenagers, and the span was from 12 to 18. But mostly they were people of my age because I was very much involved in the project and I could bring people of my own age. So when I was 14, the majority was 14. When I was 16, the majority was 16. Since I could bring people from school and from my class. So we had a weekly appointment and it was only teenagers. It was only between us. We had my father in the beginning that taught us lessons, and after I kind of started to take care of the project, and we were only going in Milonga once every few months, and it was all together, and it was very much a game, I would say. After that, I would say, I normally say that my professional life in tango at this day, it's of about 12 years. But my experience with the project for young people, it's about 18 years because way before I started to be professional, I was very much into sharing with young people this big passion. So after that project with teenagers, we went for university people. So the time was the age was around from 20 to 25, and after that till last year, we went with a project in the school. We did about 8 years of projects in the high school. So boys and girls from 13 to 18. So in the end, I would say after many hundreds of boys and girls IFG classes that I'm not sure I would put teenagers directly in Milonga. I don't know, Sara and Juanpi. Think about your daughter going alone to Milonga in 10 years.
I'm already teaching her to do boleos and.
I'm sure about it. I'm sure about it. I'm sure about it. I'm wondering if you would allow her to go alone to Milonga in 10 years. It's
Sarah,
so the thing is, this
alone.
might be one of the topic we might also talk about, more widely speaking, that everybody seems so concerned about saying what is tango and what is not. And I think that nowadays the phenomenon tango, it's too big, too wide to be engaged within a single circle. Like everything that is in the circle is tango and everything that is out is not. I think that the circle of what it was at this point started to not open but change in shape, and no one today can do or think or embrace the full phenomenon. So it's a I don't know what tango is to be described in one sentence, but for surely it's a instrument that might speak to different kind of people, can help and stay and be in the life of different kind of people, and would still be tango. So if you have a group of teenagers that, like a game, do choreography to make tango shows, it's totally within the phenomenon, and that you might have people that have fun to go drinking and meeting other men or women, and is another part, and you have many ways of living the phenomenon, and it's okay to don't live the full thing.
Yeah.
I also think it's getting bigger and bigger, but the circle as you described it, I can sense it that the limits fade away and start including influences from other parts of life, and also transmitting. I mean, even if you take only the dance circles, we can now see much more moves in tango that come from, I don't know, salsa or bachata or whatever. People try ideas and bring new ideas, and we export ideas too. So yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's becoming. Yeah, it's.
No, I'm really curious to hear actually what everyone that is watching, what you think.
Definitely.
Write on the comments.
So
everyone.
write in the comments or write as a private message about this subject, because it's really interesting and it's.
My mother is
hard.
watching. Mother, what's your opinion?
Would
you allow me at
Rita
12
to
years
go
old?
alone without you?
I wouldn't go anyways. No, and I think, I mean, at 12 years old, you wouldn't allow your kid to go anywhere. I mean, salsa or even ballet. I mean, you would go there, right? So, but when they turning 17, 18, 15, 16, I was a bit more let me go, right? So
let me formalize a question to the people.
Yes.
Because it might be a topic, not only for this meeting that we are having, but might be something that could be inspired. So the question is, if you guys at home think that there is a way of living tango that makes it the real tango, or for instance, to live tango, it means to go to Milonga and do the kind of meeting that we are used to. Or if you dance alone in your kitchen, is it tango? if you like to make choreography and you go to train, is it tango? And if you have 15 years old and you have another friend or and which you like to train, is it tango? And if you are, which it's also very modern theme, if you are homosexual and you like to dance with your same sex, is it tango? Like so, all these way. Is there a way to do it that is more real than all the other ways? What do you think?
This is for you at home.
And you.
And you.
And you. Really good question.
Or even if you are not homosexual and you like dancing with the same
the same part, the same
Of
the
sex.
same
course,
sex,
okay.
yes. Yeah. Because me personally,
We have an answer.
I love following. I don't know.
I remember.
I really like it. Demetrio, you are laughing inside. I know.
Demetri, what's your opinion? Let me see.
Rita, Panos and Demetrio are dancing in the kitchen when you are sleeping.
I know.
That's actually true.
That's really true.
That's the funny
No
thing.
way.
It's true.
Until 5 a.m., guys. Until 5 a.m. Really. And it's not
That's
enough.
great.
They even do it on the metro. It's not enough. It's not enough. Peter is saying, there's a comment regarding age. Up to a certain age, go out and social dance isn't very appealing. It's as a young adult that comes into play. You go out with your friends to meet other young adults. Young adults, yes, yes. I mean, I think it also depends the process, right? Like maybe when you are 15, it's not about the social interaction, like we perceive social interaction. But when you are dancing, it's about the dance itself, right? To feel the dance in your body, to find new moves, and you had that even though you were not 15, but you had that with your friends. It was not about, oh, I want to go to the milonga and get to know people. It was about, how can I do this bolero? How can I do this sacada? How can I do this? So
That was not in the milonga. That was more in the practice.
I know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. He didn't maybe even care about the milonga. It was more about searching the body, right? And then when your age changes, your perspective of things, then you start also to see another things, right? The same for me. When I start dancing, for me it was about the moves. If people would come with the philosophy of tango and the social, I don't care. I just want to dance, right? Nowadays I perceive it differently, right? But it comes with, I think it's a process, like it is in life. I perceive it tango really as life as well. It has a lot of mingling things.
For me, I can say like tango knocked the door in the right moment when I have to decide what to do with my life. Because I was living in the north of Argentina, and I was my neighbors. They were like, or my friends, they were really doing nothing in life. They were like just thinking in go out to drink, work wherever, do nothing. I don't know. And they were my friends. And then I started, my brother, he started playing tango and he brought me to tango. And then I started to discover a new world. Like there are people who have a dream and they want to be a tango dancer. And it's like, it was something really, really, really new for me. And then I say, wow, okay, but I'm friend of these people that in that age, that time, I never thought that I could speak with persons like that, with ballet dancers or with tango dancers. And for me, it was really nice that I discovered tango at that age, because then I can see more clearly what I want to do with my life. So for people who are in my who were in my situation, tango maybe will help them to find a better way to live, because I was doing like really really bad things at that age in Argentina and on those times, and it was really nice to discover tango. Right? Like help me with that.
Let me surf this that Juanpi just said, and this might trigger another conversation with some anecdotes. So, in my experience, many, and with many, I mean almost everybody of the young people, I mean very young, normally younger than 20, students that starting to become very passionate about tango, started to develop a wish to make tango their job. And this actually was a pleasure in the beginning when it happened, but then I figured out a pattern. Like I'm saying, everyone that started to be more and more into tango wanted to bend their life towards the dancer profession. As soon as I recognized a pattern, I started to recognize the problem. Because, and I think that it's a little bit our fault, and when I mean our, I mean our mainly European teachers, or at least the young teachers generation, to kind of share within our information and within our passion also the thinking that the tango journey goes towards the dancer state. Like, if you really like tango, at some point you become a dancer.
A professional, you mean?
Professional dancer. Someone who makes money out of it. And this is it was for me, and I see around that it's a kind of a little problem, because the environment, I'm afraid, might be a bit manipulative towards the ones that are still figuring out what they want to do in life. And this mixes people that somehow maybe are meant to do it, and people that maybe are a little bit weak in that point of their life, and start to think they are meant for it. So one of the issues that I figured with young people is that they are extremely soft on that spot. And tango should be, without saying what is and what it isn't. It's not about tango. It's about the way in which you live tango. I think that should be primarily lived as something you do because you like it, and should be enough at the first point to just enjoy going to dance and to share whatever we can list is the things you share when we meet someone else and dance with him. And so I guess that in nowadays tango, it's between the lines, this that the more and more you dance, the path it's towards the top of a mountain, and everybody, it's something that is not explicit, it's implicit, but that kind of everyone kind of should climb the mountain, and at the top there is the professional state, where I see it, and I actually would say that I think it should be more like a flat mountain, where everybody should aim to a social exchange pleasure of just doing it, and a professional journey should be characterized not by the level, but by the will either to share, so the teacher's path, or to artistically express, which might be the performer path. And even if they coexist in the same person, they are still two paths.
Yes, it's two different things.
So this is what I actually see. And well, since we are exchanging ideas with people, I'd like to ask if it's something that if I am the only one who sees it, if I am the only one who see that in the tango community, kind of everyone who gets more and more into it at some point starts to think about a professional career.
I think it depends on your age as well. Because I mean, I'm sure that when my mom started dancing tango, she never thought about becoming a professional tango teacher or performer, right? But if you are younger and you are still like exactly like you said, Gianpiero, and you still figure it out what to do, what's going to be your path, and then you see what happens to your teacher that maybe started younger as him, and then oh, maybe I'm gonna go. So it's there definitely. What do you think, Juanpi?
I don't know. I'm thinking about what Gianpiero is saying, and for me, it's true. It's like that.
Yeah.
But I was thinking more about like what happened with me, in which way I decided, in which way I become a professional tango dancer. After dancing 4 years in the place where I was dancing, we were dancing just once every Saturday for 8 hours, more or less. After 4 years doing that, I never think about to be a professional dancer, because it was in the north of Argentina. We had milonga maybe once a month or maybe once every 2 months, and you cannot be a professional tango dancer there because there is no way to live on that. But after 4 years, my teacher said, like, okay, in 4 years you have been learning everything what I know, and maybe you can be a professional tango dancer. He said, okay, you have to go to Buenos Aires. And there, it was the moment when I have dreaming to be a professional tango dancer, and then I went to DNI, and everything happens like that. But I don't know. For me, it wasn't like
I'm not saying it's wrong. I just might say that what your teacher told you got in your brain.
I'm sure it is something that exists everywhere. Like for sure, like you said, young people are more soft in their mind. They can be influenced easily.
Tell your story. How was it for you?
Well, for me, I danced all my life, in my adolescence, in my childhood, and in my adolescence. And when I got into tango, I remember as Rita said, I felt like I want to move, I want to learn how to dance. At that time, I wasn't interested into the social part. I was very interested into the dancing part. I remember I was watching a lot of performances. I loved it, and at that time, I was already dreaming of it. As even if I was a beginner, I was dreaming of it as a dancing thing. But because this was my dream since my early childhood, so it was something related with dance. And then well, of course, I was influenced by my life, by what I was doing day by day. And at the beginning, I started to research, to search this path. And with Gianpiero, I discovered the social part and the teaching part, and I changed the aim of my research, because I got interested more and more into the social part, but especially the way of teaching people how to enjoy this part just by dancing. And I don't know, because my desire of being professional, it came with the desire of dancing.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, it was that. But for sure, this is something related with with young adult age, because it's everywhere. It's like now all guys, all children want to be gamers, and earlier it was they wanted to be
Rock stars.
rock stars and soccer players. And I don't know, in Italy it's like this, and every girl wants to be a ballerina. It's very common, and it's because they are your idols. And when you start a hobby like dance, you want to be a ballerina. When you want to start tango, somehow you are influenced by this thing. So there is this part, and then of course, as professionals, we can do our part into guide and don't misguide people that come into tango, especially at that age. So of course we have a responsibility in this, but for sure there is a part that it's not our fault.
No, it can never be all our fault. I mean, we have a strong influence, definitely, but it's also their life, their experience. It's like I really identify with you, Lorena, because I also danced my entire life since I was 4, and since I was 4, that I was saying I want to be a dancer and I want to study rocks. So but the funny thing is that when I started tango, at any given moment I thought to become a teacher. I thought about, okay, maybe I can perform like you perform in ballet. It's not that you're going to be a teacher. Your job is to perform. That's it. But it was not in the beginning. In the beginning, I just wanted to, feel all this shower of dancing. So the teaching came way. Yeah, I was the universe kind of forced me to teach. It was not a decision that I made. And then I was there. But the dancing part, yes, that maybe I can. But I didn't know. I was also young in that way in tango, that I didn't know that when you perform, you kind of become a teacher. It kind of come hands by hand. I didn't know. For me, it was just like, then I go on stage and then I perform. But because I grew up with the dancing and I wanted to be a dancer. But wait, there's people saying some things here. Don't want to cut the flow, but Peter is saying, to answer Gianpiero's question, it is all tango if you want it to be.
Very nice.
Yeah. And Anders and Anders saying that it's a really interesting subject. Then Christina is saying, when it comes to other dances, swing, fox, these are Swedish dances. It's quite common for teens to go out dancing in the area I live in. If the tango scene was bigger, I think they dance tango too. So in other dances, it's common for them to go out and dancing. And then my mother is saying, I will translate, the perspective will always be different accordingly to the age. But the music and the connection and the body expression will always be present at any age. And she says that she totally agrees with the opening of tango to the younger generation.
I think if she would have said that with a voice in Portuguese, I wouldn't have understand anything. But now that I'm
reading is different.
It's very clear.
Yeah. I can say it for her, like in Portuguese as well. But yes, it's true. It's true.
What I believe is, because I've never really dig deep into that subject, and actually I try to go deeper into it now that you, Gianpiero, mentioned it. When you mentioned about the pattern, the first thought that came to my mind is that it's also because you said that it's in a way the teacher's responsibility to guide people, which is true in a way, but I don't think, for now at least, maybe when I dig deeper I change my mind, but for now I don't think it's such big the influence we have, because the tango itself makes people go there. For example, you dance good, and it's really common that you finish a dance and you hear your partner say, "Oh, you dance very good. You must be a teacher." Instead of, "Oh, you dance very good. You really dig tango. You really like tango." So their idea is really like, you must be a teacher. You must work with this. And I think, with the rough thought that I had, the fast thought now, that this comes from the modern way of living, because nowadays professionals, everything that we do in life got so specialized, which we get in our educations from really small kids. You go to school and you study for so many years, and then you go to the university, and then you choose a category in the university, and then maybe you do after studies to become more specialized and more specialized. So nowadays we grow up thinking that in order to be good at something, you must work with it. This is your profession. So we have structured this idea that if you are good with this, you work with this. Maybe it comes in general more from our
Panos,
life.
I remember, and now I'll interview you. Because I remember in Thessaloniki, and when I was spending some time there, I remember you were coming back from the military, I think.
Yep.
And I remember you in Milonga, and then since the first time I met you, I remember you were dancing very well, and I don't want to know why tango is your main job right now.
Yeah.
Now, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to know why you became a teacher or how, because this is kind of common to us all. I want to know how much the opinion of the people influenced you.
Almost zero, because I mean,
He really doesn't care.
it's really and I have this story that, I mean, I love my father, but when he first started realizing that I was going to work with tango, his reaction was, "What? Are you going to be a ballerina now?" But in a funny way, not in a strong way, and also in his way of understanding what tango is and how life would be after that. But my reaction was also, I laughed to my father and I said, "Father, it's going to be okay. We'll see what life takes." But in general, it wasn't. I wouldn't say that the opinion would really matter. This is what I felt I needed to do for myself, and if my father didn't manage to change that, I think I stayed pretty strong in my decision.
What about people who liked your dance?
People who like not only I think for everyone, people who appreciate what you do, for sure, it's how do you say that?
Encouragement.
Yeah, it's something that keeps you going. Because you feeling appreciated in whatever you do. If you are a doctor and you do something good, or if you are a tennis player or a soccer player or a gamer nowadays, if you do something good and you feel appreciated, you want to give more.
Sure.
So, yeah.
But I think it's also one thing that I always say is that one needs to be true to yourself, to oneself, and do what makes you feel good. And this means your dance as well. Not to be a copy of anyone, not to do something just because that's what the public wants, but still, because our job is performer and teaching, we still also have to acknowledge what other people are saying, and like the critics, the positive and the negative, they are all constructive. That all makes you think yourself as an artist in this case, because that's what we are, artists, right? So it's not that it's going to like, oh, no one loves me, or like, oh, I'm the best, because I think it's really not the way. But to, like, for example, when you put a video on YouTube and then people make comments, right, or how many likes you have, and then Panos really has this thing, but why do we have one dislike? I mean, okay, we don't have to please everyone.
No, it's not about this. It's about when you want to share something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
what did we make? What was? What can we improve? So
exactly, that's the idea.
That's the idea. Still being ourselves, still being our dance, still being to have our own personality in the dance. But what can we improve to make it better? But I think that's also the research of as a dancer, you are always improving and you are always searching for improvement, for changing, for to be creative all the time. Because if you stop doing that, then I think you're kind of done.
And in another sense, it's art. It's a
Form of-
form of art, and like any piece of art, I cannot think that you would make something that everyone appreciates. But sometimes, for example, when the dislike that you said, then you go into the mindset of, okay, there is something wrong but I cannot really identify it, and then you start trying to find out not why someone disliked you, but what you can find in yourself to improve and maybe become better.
So to take it as always a positive income to yourself, and not really just, oh, what do people think about me, but to really try to improve yourself. That's
Yes,
I think that's
how
the
can I
thing.
improve more?
What do you think, Wampi? Here.
No, I'm thinking about many things right now. I was listening to you, but then I was thinking about something like previous, and like, for example, panos. You said like, or are not panos. It's like when people say like you are dancing good, and then you start to say, more people start to tell you that you are dancing good, and those movements are really good, and maybe they are saying like, I cannot do it. Can you help me with this move? And you will say yes, yes. And then in one way you start to teach to that person how to do that movement. And then I was thinking like, oh, but it's like if we are dancing tango for many years, if we are dancing tango, why we don't share this with other people so they learn what I know, and then we start to pass this tango knowledge to new people, and then more people will dance. I don't know if it's better or will move in another way. I don't know. Like I think like we need to give what we know to the other persons, and this is why in one way or sometimes people become teachers because they want to share those things. Oh, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. You're talking about so many things.
Juanpi, let me remind you that you can always watch the live streaming later.
And then write in the comment below.
Yeah, but Gianpiero, what is your opinion? What do you think? How does negative and positive feedback affects
Well, not affects
the
only, but-
development of a dancer?
And Lorena as well. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because just to finish, my father's first words, let's say that it was like a kind of a negative
Yeah.
not feedback, because he didn't give feedback from my dance, but still in my
Reaction.
mindset
It was a reaction.
was okay. What could I do to be better at persuading that it's okay, or yeah. So what do you think, guys?
So I think that, like being very honest, the vocation and the need, but also the duty of human beings is finding something for what we are valuable, something that we are social beings. So in our lives we need to find something that it's valuable for the community. So I'm always afraid that people that are blessed to be able to spend time on something in which they are very passionate about, like dancing or painting or something more artistic, let's say. I am always afraid to be disrespectful towards the ones that might not feel so. This would be a shame because it's definitely not like this. Every job, it's precious because it's valuable for the community if the community finds it valuable. When I mean valuable, I really mean that they want to pay money for it, because money is energy. So I think that the opinion of the people, also in my job, it's extremely important, because it's the opinion of the people that allows me to spend time on something that I like very much, that is tango. So in the end, I would go to Milonga anyway to dance. But the thing that during the past years, and hopefully in the future, people would pay money to see me dance and pay money to take lessons. It's a big luck, and it's also a duty. So the duty to keep improving, like Panos was saying, it's doubled, because being true to oneself is what drives to become better in what you like, whatever the mean. But the duty, when you do it as a job, it's double, because it's not only because you like and then it's worth to spend energy in the things you like. It's also mandatory to spend energy in become better in what the community finds you valuable for.
Yeah.
So definitely in my life was very important that people were complimenting, because for sure, as you were saying, Panos, it's encouraging. It makes you think maybe there is a chance for me to do what I love full time, and this is a very lucky situation. But in the end, it's at least for me, it's important to split the personal pleasure in doing something that I always like to describe as egoistic. When I go to dance in Milonga, I'm very selfish. It's something that I do because I like it, and I need to feel good in order to keep liking it. And the part that it's about sharing, but sharing, it's sometimes too much of a nice word. Of course, it's sharing, but it's an exchange. Is a swap of skills, of capacity. So to dance, and this is to perform, which is it enters into the artistic realm, which is about inspiration and pleasure and aesthetic appreciation and all the stuff that we might say, and is something that you, in brackets, give to the public, and when you teach, and is when you put on the field the skills you have in order to make people enjoy more what they like. So coming back to the thing we are saying about young people, maybe to be complimented and to be encouraged in a very young age about something they might be good in doing, it's very natural that starts to make things come to the mind and ask the question, maybe this is what I'm going to do when I will get older.
Anyway, another big thing, it's about improving, and we were saying earlier how to get more curious and how go deeper and deeper without losing this inner power. And I think that the big difference is about objectives. So if you see in front of you only the final objective, it is or too far, or if it is too close, maybe it's not it's not enough. It's not enough for you. Maybe you get bored very easily after it, or you don't get interested in it. So it is very important to put not only final objectives, so the very important one, but also intermediates. So it's not about being good or bad at it, but it's doing little steps that keep motivating you in getting better. If you want to do it as an amateur or as a professional, both need these intermediate levels, these intermediate objectives.
Definitely.
in my opinion.
Definitely.
But Gianpiero, let me say here that I'm not sure if this is what you meant when you asked me about what if I care about the feedback in the beginning, because about what other people say, because I understood you meant other people like my family, my friends, and whatever on my transition to tango, which in the beginning, of course, like I told you by my father, I didn't care what they think. I wanted to try, but of course, inside tango, while you are in it and while you try to share, to exchange, of course you
It's
care. I mean,
important.
like Rita said, why did we get this one? It's like
And the
what
thing-
it was wrong.
I think the most important thing.
But let me
sorry,
finish.
sorry.
But in the transition, even in the beginning in the transition, because I said about the negative feedback from my father, but I also had some positive from my co-students that were saying, "Oh, if you go for it, it will be maybe you will do it. Maybe it will be good for you." Still, if they were talking about the transition, I can say that it really changed me. I would say, okay, thank you for in a way believing in me, but let me try it. Let me see myself if I'm also fit for it.
But you were feeling that you could do it, or
Yes, inside me, yes, I wanted to try it. But in
Yeah.
the beginning, when you do the transition, I think that you shouldn't really. You need to try. You need to feel
experience.
by yourself,
You
to
need to
go
experience.
inside the deep waters and learn how to swim and see if you can swim.
But I think that the opinion of people, like you were saying, Gianpiero, when you are already as or starting to become an artist, their opinion is important because, as you said, it's also a question of respecting their opinion, and they are your public. They are the ones giving you work, right? If it wouldn't be them, regardless their opinion, you wouldn't have work, right? So it's a really question to. And when I was saying to be true to oneself is because sometimes people get so worried about what people think about them that they forget about their own art. Okay, so I think it's a question of finding a balance between don't forget who you are, don't forget your goals, don't forget your passion, don't forget yourself, but do pay attention to what people tell you, being negative or not being negative, being positive. It's all input in, and it's extremely important for your own growth as an artist, and as a person as well. And respect above all, respect for everyone's opinion. I think it's extremely important, so that people will also respect you as an artist, so that they feel that what they are saying, you listen to it at least, and you put some thought into it. I think it's really important, all these interchange, I would say.
Why shouldn't you forget about what you want?
Because then, let me see, because I like to see the because if you should not forget who you are, you should always remember who you are and what you like, because otherwise you are not capable to share your energy with others. Then you become everyone's energy and not your own energy. And if you
Would
want,
say that it can change, but of course you have to be aware of this change.
yes,
Maybe it's changing. Maybe I don't want it anymore. This, but now I know it. And now I know why I don't want it yet, and I want something else, and why I want this instead of.
And the thing is, we are always changing. My energy today is not my energy maybe 2 years ago or even 1 week ago. We are in constant change and constant growth, right? So, but if you forget, if you only listen, okay, they don't like this, they don't like that, they don't like that, they don't like that, and you always go into pleasing mode, right? Then you become a product of what they want you to be, and not of what you want to be as a person, as an artist, right? Where you say it.
But if you are not the same person you were 2 years ago,
I'm not.
didn't you forget who you are?
No, I didn't forget who I am.
I'm messing with you. But,
I know you are. I know you are. No, I didn't forget who I am. I just get to know myself better. And I mean, you change. Your
So you're more
experiences.
yourself now than 2 years ago.
It's about awareness.
Sorry. I didn't hear.
I'm keep messing, but indulge me. So, would you say you are more yourself today than you were 2 years ago?
No, I'm still myself, just a different with my experiences. I'm the result of my experiences.
So you are still yourself. You are a different person, but you still know who you are.
I have multiple personalities, guys.
Now we know.
I'm Rita 3.14 now. Nice to meet you.
It comes with Wi-Fi. No.
It comes with Bluetooth connection. No, but I mean, we are the result of our experiences, right? So we are in constant change. But what I'm saying is that instead of just, I don't know, I'm gonna be giving a stupid example, but it's an example. The public says, I want you to wear a red dress, I want you to wear sneakers while you wear a red dress, and I want you to shave your head. For example, stupid example, but let's go there. And I don't like red dresses. I don't like to dance with sneakers, but with high heels. And I don't want to mess up with my hair, but I do it because the public wants. This is forgetting my essence. I'm just going to become a product. Whereas I can say, wait, let's try to find a balance. Maybe this will please the public, but not me. So let me try to find a way. Maybe I will do a red dress with high heels. Maybe. To try to listen what they want, but still don't disrespect myself. This is what I'm trying to say. So the version 3, Rita 3.14 doesn't want to wear sneakers and a red dress. No, I'm joking.
But wouldn't you say that what we like is the result, as you very well said before, of our experiences, probably of the feedbacks and very contextual happenings that we had. I mean, let's say you like red dresses. And you think you are a woman who likes red dresses. Probably in the very back of the mind, it's because you used to have red dresses in the past. Maybe because your mom once said that you look very good in that shiny red dress, and that it might be feedbacks from people or something else which is red, or someone that once said that red is the color of love, and that got attached to the mind, and that red dress kind of represented all this. And then you think that you like red dresses. But one day, it might very well happen that you wear a blue dress, and somehow more than one person starts to say, oh, that blue dress gives a calm energy and say positive word. And then you have some blue mug that you like. And then you start to think that you are more of a blue person now, of a red. I'm underlining this because I think we all make too much of a big deal of the sentence, what we really are. Like there was true self that had to be carved out of marble, and then finally we will get the final shape of the sculpture that represents us. And maybe, just maybe, if we were, and this on a positive point of view, make us coherent, because it kinds of draws a character that it's correlated, combined, that it's linked. And this can be very positive because the shape of everything makes sense in a way. From another point of view, sticking with something that we think that represents us, our true self, on the negative sides, and of course I'm not talking about you because now we were speaking jokes, but it might be applied to tango in general or other aspects in our life, and sadly to many aspects of the conversation that we are witnessing now with all the coronavirus stuff and other topics about the mind of the single people or the community. So when we stick too much or something too compact about what we think that we really are, we start to become maybe a little bit less tolerant about differences. How many times we have heard the sentence, this is like this, and because tango is like this, to make an example that is close to us. Or you don't do that because it's not true to tango. Or I do this. For instance, I dance close embrace because this is what I really am. I am really a close embrace. And then as soon as we start to tag ourselves and the others and a phenomenon with more and more tags, with more and more words might be dangerous in this in this environment because they might open sometimes, but they might very well close the speech. They might close the thing. So coming back to something more simple as the colors. I started, I used to say that when I was a kid that my favorite color was, because it's something that you always ask a kid, or at least it was a question that I got asked many times. What's your favorite color? And I was saying green. I think that I started to say green in the beginning just because. And then I started to believe that I actually preferred green. And I started to like more green stuff. And at some point, I like to dress black things because you don't dress green, especially if you're a boy, but you don't dress green. And then I started to think, and this when I was a teenager, I started to say, well, but if I dress black, maybe my favorite color is black. And I started to say always that my favorite color was black. And nowadays, if we might broaden the point, I say, fuck your favorite color. It's I don't want to have a favorite color. And ideals also, or taste, okay? Because ideals as well, just like ideals, shouldn't be something very fixed, but like in the direction of what we think of something. And the taste, it's something that it can still evolve and change shape. And with this, sorry, when I start speaking, it's so just when this the tastes change more easily if we don't write down in our minds what are our tastes. They are more soft.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Lorena, what is your favorite color?
So I would say red. Anyway.
But now I will.
But now,
Red. So. No, but of course this is true, but I would say that awareness, it's a good thing that can guide us,
Yeah, of course.
because just try to catch every influence would be the other part, and it's not even this. It's not good, just to get whatever without any aim. Like, it's good to have a good direction, a personal direction, research that is not just a closed thing.
Of course.
Like, we don't search the red tango, but at least something in this, like, I don't know, questions about it.
Exactly. It's exactly the point. But guys, we can continue this talk after because it's really cool. I really like it. But we are a bit out of the time though. Juanpi, do you want to ask one or two last questions?
Yeah, just one. What I was thinking about what Gianpiero was saying, like when you were saying like, okay, tango is more like this. People start to think like, if you say like tango, you shouldn't do that because that is not tango. But do you feel like the new generation of teachers are thinking in that way, or do you think that this is more an old generation of tango teachers? Gianpiero and Lorena, if you think
This is such
more is like an old generation, because for me it sounds more like old generation. I remember that teachers I don't know, 15 years ago they were saying like, oh, tango is like this and you have to do it in this way. And now when we have this streaming with all the new teachers, the new generation of teachers, they are really open. They never say like tango is more like a square and it's more like that. That's why when you were saying that, this reminded me more like an old teacher.
Old generation.
I don't know.
It's a very good question. Very good question, and a very interesting topic. Thank you for giving the opportunity of saying. So, what I think, I'd like to introduce the thing with something I read from a writer I like very much, which is Milan Kundera, and in one of his books, he was making an example that somehow stick with me because it's good. He was talking about the sciences, and he was saying that in the early 19th century, so 18 something, he was saying that a man of a Greek culture could maybe know everything about the sciences, every aspect of the sciences that was discovered until that point. Geography, chemistry, mathematics, and everything. And but after that point in human civilization, no single man could single-handle the full spectrum of science. So if I can make a very wide bridge with tango, I think that in the past days, tango teachers, tango dancers could kind of grasp the full circle, like we said in the beginning. And I think that today it's not possible, and more it will not be possible. So what I say is, don't try to represent the full phenomenon of tango. And but this is very challenging, because today's, especially the young generation of teachers, are kind of divided. There are those who would like to engage again and come back to the origins, and the one that are very tempted to rebel and escape. And I think that these two powers, these two forces, are useful together, because it's very important that there are people who have a magnetic attraction towards the center, because they are necessary to keep the tango word together balanced. And it's very important that there are the ones who are a little bit more rebellious, let's say, or at least that they want to explore. And I think that all of them have to be let free of doing their job. The people that want to speak about traditions and speak about clothing and speak about rules, let them speak about those things because it's very important. And the one that want to explore, let them explore, because none of them, nor the rebellious, the evolutionary ones, nor the traditional ones, can grasp and do the full job.
Of course.
So tango is a little bit like water spilled on a table. It has this attraction that the water tends to be held together. And so there is within the tango world this attraction. And from another point of view, anything that doesn't evolve dies.
True.
So what I think is that we have to be thankful that these two kinds of forces are represented, and I think that none of them should be constrained, because if you evolve too much, if it's too much, somehow the world of tango will balance itself and will divide what goes too far from what is useful. And the one that want to close tango too much will be divided into the one that keep the tango world together and the one that want it dead. And so everybody should keep doing what they do if they do it with love. If you want to evolve, not because you want to destroy or you don't want to, it's not about revolution, it's about evolution.
Yeah.
And it's not about to close, it's about to protect. So if you do it with love, you cannot mistake in any direction you go, towards the center or outside. That's what I think.
Very nice.
Would be helpful to be more detailed in the way of we are talking tango through. So if we are always saying only tango and without any other further word, sometimes we keep talking, thinking of different things. That's why we don't agree, and or we divide, or we keep fighting, and it's not helping. So maybe expanding the worldwide well-known vocabulary in recognizing that there are different things that can be in the same circle or at least very close would be helpful for everybody. For example, something that is happening to me very, very often, it's talking with people about shows, about videos of tango. Many people comment like, oh, I don't like this because they don't have this specific thing. And each time I'm asking, why do you think this is so necessary to enjoy it? Wouldn't you, do you think this is very necessary, strictly necessary, this specific thing? So I would rather I would invite people to just see shows, of course, say like or dislike, but try to at least ask yourself what they are trying to show you, not only what you are searching in it, the complete shape of tango that you are searching into your life. So not everybody can represent the full circle, but each of the professionals, each of the tango dancers they for sure have something that it's very particular and can enrich the tango scene. And this would be something that would enrich everybody, I think.
Really nice. That's really, really nice. That's a bit an answer to our very, very last question, which is, if you guys could change something in the tango world, whatever you want, what would that be?
I would say this. I like, if adding by expanding it's a change, I would add vocabulary. Well, the worldwide vocabulary, because now every teacher has his own words apart from the words that everybody knows, like connection, dissociation, and projection, all this, but there are very few. And each time every teacher is building new words that are sometimes different from others. And at festivals, you see people that even if they dance from 20 years, they know maybe 20 ways to say one thing. And each class, they have to learn the new way of saying it. And this is slowing the process of evolution, of enriching ourselves. So I would say that expanding the vocabulary would be a very helpful thing, especially because it's scientifically proven that the vocabulary we have shapes the way we think.
Yes,
definitely.
A wider vocabulary would help us for sure.
Yeah, that's very
And
true.
also trying to explain tango things in words. There is this misconception that this would take off the magic of it, or we cannot do it. But at least we can try it. Maybe it wouldn't be complete or perfectly representing it, but at least trying. I would say that it would clarify in each of us even better and get us more curious to do it and research it.
True. That's very true.
Bravo.
I can only very briefly add that it's not something I would change, rather something that I wish could happen more and more. Like a Italian pop song says, I make a. It
Sing
says
it.
no. It says something like, don't take life serious, nor too little, nor too much. Which is applied to tango in a way that I wish the tango community to don't take tango too seriously, but not even too weakly, because what I wish for the tango world is integration, not only between people, but between tango and their own life, and to look for the links, and to keep open-minded. So just like Lorena said before, to keep an passionate, careful, yet open mind about what they witness, what they live, because the world and life can give a lot of feedbacks from many different directions, and sometimes tango people become a little bit hard on that side. So what I wish is for the whole community to be more soft and integrate tango
Integrating.
in other subjects.
That's great, guys.
Nice.
We can continue talking after.
Yes, because I have so many
But
things that I
Me
want.
too. But we have. I mean, it's almost 2 hours of this tango cafe, actually.
Let's release the ones that wanted to keep following.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, people.
Thank you. Thank you,
For
people,
the
of
few
course, for
you
being
who
with
stayed
us.
2 hours.
Yeah. No,
I
but it's
know, I
really
But big thank you to you guys, Lorena, Gianpiero, for being with us
for being
today.
with us, for giving us your time, for giving us your knowledge, your perspective. It's really nice. And what is it? Wait, something.
Indeed, Lorena,
My
new
mom
vocabulary.
is saying. My mom is saying. First of all, she said, "Gianpiero, let's be thankful." It was she was clapping to what you said, and then she also said, "Indeed, Lorena, new vocabulary. If we want new people in tango, we have to accept new vocabulary." So yes.
Definitely.
So first of all, thank everyone for being with us for all these 2 hours. Sara and Juanpi, we love you for being our
thank you very much
partners
for everything, guys.
in crime.
Thank you. We were a little bit like with Olivia here.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
not a
no.
problem.
And Lorena and Gianpiero,
Thank
we have
you.
no words
It's
to
a
thank
huge
you.
honor.
Thank you so much. It was
Thank
a huge
you,
pleasure.
thank you guys.
And
It's a very pleasurable moment to share.
yes,
Really interesting.
We felt this tango thing alive.
yes, yes. And we really hope that
we
when all
really
this
hope.
over, you can come here to Stockholm. So
Hopefully.
we keep that open for when the corona is over. And we really thank you from the bottom of our heart. And thank you so much. And have everyone a wonderful evening. Thank you for today.
Bye, guys.
Hej då!
Ciao, ciao.